Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If you wanted to fight, you would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he wanted to move up in college to be undisputed at 54 or something like that.
Unless they want to give him $100 million and make a big spectacle, and you know what I'm saying, put the belts on the line, and that's the only way I can see that. $100 million, no less.
Double. Good. One catch one. Good. One catch 1, 2. Good. Slip, slip, slip.
Nice, right? Nice. Over and under, right there. Over and under with that same hand, right there. Yeah, turn it. Turn your hip with it.
Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis, a matchup fight fans never imagined, may finally be moving closer to reality. It's more than just two fighters exchanging punches. It's a true battle between a seasoned champion and a rising star, where one boxer is approaching the final stages of a legendary career while the other is striving to carve out his own legacy on the same stage.
Do it again. Go take that hip with it. That's it. Do it again. Come back with the hook. Nice, nice.
Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because this one is turning out to be something special. As the tension continues to build, Jaron "Boots" Ennis is stepping into the very same 154-pound super welterweight division that Terence Crawford once dominated, the division Crawford ruled before surprising the boxing world by moving up to challenge Canelo Alvarez.
With Terence? Yeah. If I was Terence, I would retire. That's what I would do. He did everything, man. He's done everything, man. You know what I mean? You know how many titles he done won? All that stuff, you know what I mean? I think I'll go off one in the sunset, man. You know what I mean? You don't need more money.
But there's a twist, because according to Ennis's father and respected trainer Jaron Ennis, this fight shouldn't even be happening, saying that if he were Terence Crawford he would hang up the gloves right now with no more belts to chase, no more battles to fight, and nothing left to prove, just a legacy sealed forever, while on the other side you have Crawford himself. The undisputed champion coming off one of the greatest runs in modern boxing history, quietly hinting at retirement. Unless someone puts an astonishing $100 million on the table, which brings up the real question of what's actually happening here, whether this fight is truly on the horizon or just a dream fueled by fans and promoters. Because if Terence Crawford does decide to face Jaron "Boots" Ennis, it could turn into one of the most dangerous generational matchups boxing has seen in years, and if it ever comes to fruition, it has the potential to change the boxing landscape forever.
I'm trying to tell you, 154, man, it's mine. 154 is mine, and they're gonna see, you know, and they're gonna see, you know, just stay tuned, and like I said, when I handle business October 11th, we're gonna see.
The boxing world erupted when news broke that Jaron Ennis was moving up to 154 pounds, the very same division Terence Crawford once dominated, and this time it's not just speculation, because it's officially happening, with Ennis set to make his debut at the new weight on October 11th against Usima Lima in a WBA title eliminator. A victory that would put him just one step away from a world title and potentially on a collision course with Crawford, but as the story spread, it wasn't the fans who took center stage. It was Ennis's father who quickly became the focus of attention.
Terence can fight, and he can box. And he can fight, he'll fight this side. He take chances, man. You know what I mean? That's how you be great, man. He's one of the greatest out there now. I think he's great.
Terence Crawford is a fighter who can adapt, take risks, and do whatever it takes to reach greatness, which made Jaron Ennis's comments all the more surprising when he spoke to reporters, insisting this fight should never happen, stating that if he were in Crawford's shoes he would retire immediately, having already achieved everything possible in boxing. A claim that immediately rippled through the sport and left fans and analysts stunned.
Most every round. If you want to give him 2 rounds, you give Canelo 2 rounds. Other than that, Terence was great, man. I told everybody he told me he can't beat him. I said, yes, he can.
On one hand, Jaron Ennis was paying Terence Crawford the ultimate respect by ranking him among boxing's all-time greats. But on the other, he was quietly signaling that this fight could be pushing the limits, turning what might have been simple fight hype into a deeper discussion about legacy, risk, and the boundaries of greatness, because Terence "Bud" Crawford's name is already etched in boxing history with undisputed dominance at 147 pounds, triumph at 154, and the shocking jump to 168 pounds to face Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas, a move that further solidified his status among the sports elite. Yet in the aftermath, something feels different, as Crawford no longer seems focused on chasing belts but instead appears to be weighing what truly comes next.
I think Crawford is done. If it ain't 100 million to go down there and fight them guys, and let them guys do all the hard work, whatever you want to call it, let them collect the belts, and then we fight for undisputed. That's it. Other than that, I don't see Crawford fight no more. Ain't no need to. Crawford don't need to do.
According to his longtime associate Bernie Davis, the only thing that could lure Terence Crawford back into the ring is a $100 million payday. No less, not 75, not 90, but a full 100 million. And if that figure isn't met, there's simply no reason for him to fight. A statement from Davis that sent shockwaves through the boxing world, particularly because while Crawford's talent is unquestioned, his ability to draw massive pay-per-view numbers has always been debated.
There's no need to do no more. He's done everything that it is there to do, you know. And unless they want to give him 100 million and make a big spectacle, and you know what I'm saying, put the belts on the line, and that's the only way I can see that. 100 million, no.
Crawford's fight with Canelo Alvarez reportedly sold over 70,000 tickets, but much of that audience came to see the Mexican superstar, and when compared to Crawford's previous bout with Israel Madrimov, which struggled to fill even around 4,000 seats with many given away as comps, it raises questions about what his $100 million demand really means, whether it's about money, pride, or something deeper, because perhaps Crawford understands that figure as more than a price tag, seeing it as a statement that if he steps back into the ring, it will be for history and legacy rather than survival, a mindset that puts Jaron Ennis in a tricky spot, forcing him to consider how to pursue a fight with a man who might already be ready to walk away.
It makes a whole lot of sense, and the fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
If Terence Crawford represents mastery, Jaron Ennis embodies pure momentum, standing undefeated at 34-0, explosive, athletic, and dangerously unpredictable, the type of fighter who can unsettle even the most experienced opponents. Now, as he moves up to a new division with ambitions of becoming a two-weight world champion, promoters and fans alike are paying close attention.
Seen all the top fighters. I truly believe that Jaron Ennis is the pound-for-pound #1 in weighting. I'm not talking about 3 years. I'm talking about 12 months. I think this guy is going to go through this division, move up to 160, three-weight world champion. I think he's the guy to replace Terence Crawford.
Eddie Hearn publicly called Jaron Ennis the pound-for-pound #1 in weighting, claiming he believes Ennis is destined to eventually take Terence Crawford's place, a bold assertion that immediately puts a target on Ennis's back. Fans are split. Some view Boots as the future of boxing and the natural heir to Crawford's throne, while others argue he's chasing a legend who has already finished writing his story. Adding complexity, even Ennis's own camp isn't completely certain this fight should happen. His father sees the fire in his son's eyes but also recognizes the immense risk of facing Crawford, because stepping into the ring with Terence Crawford isn't just a test of skill, it's challenging a man who has conquered every style imaginable.
I told everybody that.
Do you think he could have got the stoppage?
I think he could have got the stoppage. He'll tell you that and be able to sit down a little bit more. But I tell you,
Derek "Bozy" Ennis isn't just a father. He's a respected trainer and boxing strategist who recognizes greatness when he sees it, and his remarks about Terence Crawford stem from more than caution. They come from respect, acknowledging that Crawford has accomplished it all and doesn't need another payday. Bozy even compared Crawford to legends like Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Ray Leonard, saying he's already secured his place among them. Yet fans remain divided, with some believing Bozy is primarily trying to protect his son, fully aware that Crawford's ring IQ is a level of challenge Jaron Ennis has yet to encounter.
great is there. You know what I mean? People can talk about him all they want. You know what I mean? When he lost, when he fought, what's that boy? The last fight. They thought he was going
Madrimov.
They told him he lost. No, he didn't lose.
Others think Bozy is just being brutally honest, acknowledging that Crawford has achieved enough and has nothing left to prove, creating a compelling dynamic. A father intent on protecting and preserving his son's path, and a rising fighter determined to make his mark. It's the classic passing of the torch story, but only if Crawford chooses to ignite it. While one side remains cautious, the other is unsure about what lies ahead, and when Andre Ward asked Crawford about his future plans on All the Smoke, the answer surprised everyone.
Everything's up in the air right now. I'm just, enjoying my family, enjoying, to be able to say, look what I accomplished, or what I'm about to accomplish next.
"I'm just chilling," Crawford said. "I don't know what I'm going to do next. I haven't even sat down with my team." It was clear this wasn't a fighter scheming his next matchup. It was a champion reflecting on a career already complete. He spoke of family, balance, and perspective, enjoying the calm and satisfaction that come after achieving everything in the sport.
He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't.
Even his longtime trainer, Boak, weighed in, saying, give him 2 or 3 more fights before retirement, while also noting that a jump to 160 pounds would be a serious test, not due to any lack of skill, but because Crawford has nothing left to prove. This brings up the big question. If Crawford himself isn't certain about his next move, is Jaron Ennis chasing a ghost, or could the right mix of money, legacy, and public demand convince Crawford to step back into the ring one last time to make a final statement?
I don't want to fight him because if he did, he could make it happen. All the stuff about the past shit, we know what all that shit was about. The thing is, with Boots not being able to get that fight.
Just as things seemed to calm, trainer Greg Hackett added fuel to the fire, refusing to hold back when asked about Crawford and Ennis, saying, Bud doesn't want to fight him. If you're not going to fight him, don't talk about it. That single comment exploded across boxing social media, with forums, podcasts, and fan pages lighting up, calling Crawford everything from a savvy businessman to someone avoiding the new generation. The irony. It's the same line Crawford used to apply to fighters who dodged him, like Keith Thurman and Errol Spence Jr., who always seemed to have other plans whenever Bud came calling.
If you're not gonna fight him, don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't tell somebody what to talk about. But I'm just saying, if I'm not interested in fighting a guy, I would ask the interviews. You know, don't even ask me about that guy. You know what I mean? And I just feel like as far as Boots giving props.
Now, years later, the roles have reversed. Crawford sits at the top, while Jaron Ennis is the hungry young lion waiting for his chance. Hackett's comment struck a chord because it raised a question. Could Crawford be turning into the very thing he once opposed, a champion who blocks challengers instead of facing them? If I'm not interested in fighting a guy, I wouldn't even talk about him, Hackett said. But that's just me. The remark lingered, sparking days of debate among fans. Some agreed, saying Hackett was right. Crawford is safeguarding his legacy, not his ego. Others countered, if you're still talking, you're still fighting, at least verbally. Meanwhile, another name quietly entered the conversation and grabbed attention. Turki Alashik, the Saudi sports magnate behind Ennis's rise, publicly suggested that David Benavidez, the WBC super middleweight champion, should be Crawford's next opponent. That's right, Benavidez versus Crawford, a fantasy matchup nobody expected. But Benavidez quickly dismissed it, saying, let Crawford live, that's his weight class.
Terence Crawford lived, that's his weight class. I lost interest in 168 a long time ago. You know, I mean, I know that we could get offered a lot of money to go down to 168, but I'm more comfortable at 175. I'm chasing better beef, I'm chasing Bivol.
And that seemed like the end of it, or so it appeared, because behind the scenes, Matchroom Boxing was making a strategic move. Eddie Hearn confirmed a major partnership between Matchroom and Turki Alashik's Riyadh Sports, a deal that goes beyond boxing, aiming to establish Saudi Arabia as a global hub for combat sports. That brings serious money, big money, the kind that could make even Crawford's $100 million demand seem achievable. Fans are now asking, if Saudi Arabia is willing to host another mega fight and continues rising as a sports powerhouse, could they actually make Crawford versus Ennis a reality? Because if anyone can meet that figure, it's Riyadh, and with boxing entering a new era of enormous purses and even bigger egos, that question suddenly doesn't feel so hypothetical.
Everybody got their own opinions.
What's yours?
My opinion is I like who I like. You know, I like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Bernard Whitaker. I'm liking Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm watching a little bit of Sugar Ray Leonard.
As if the tension weren't already high, Jaron "Boots" Ennis added fuel to the fire. When asked who belongs on his personal Mount Rushmore of boxing, he listed 5 legends: Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., Pernell Whitaker, and James Toney, but one name was notably absent: Terence Crawford. No Bud. No mention, no hesitation. He even acknowledged Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez as a major moment for the sport. Yet when naming the greatest, Crawford didn't make the cut. In boxing circles, that speaks volumes. To Crawford's fans, it came across as disrespect. To others, it was raw confidence, a young fighter signaling, "I'm not here to worship you. I'm here to replace you." You can be sure Crawford noticed, and while he may not react publicly, he's the kind of competitor who quietly remembers these moments.
My main focus right now is October 11th. That's all I'm worried about. October 11th. I ain't worried about no outsiders. You know, I like that. That's how when you don't pay attention to what you got in front of you and you think ahead. That's how things happen. You know, my main focus is October 11th. That's it.
Personally, because if there's one thing that drives a legend, it's being told he doesn't belong among them. At this stage, respect and rivalry are beginning to blur. The 154-pound division has suddenly become one of the most compelling in boxing, featuring Jaron Ennis, young, undefeated, and stepping in with everything to prove. ABI's Barho, the WBA title holder, waiting for his next challenge. Israel Madrimov, the man Crawford has already beaten, and looming over them all. The question of whether Terence Crawford might return to reclaim his old throne. Here's how it could play out. On October 11th, Ennis faces Usima Lima, and if victorious, becomes the WBA mandatory challenger. The next step would likely be a title fight against Barho, and if Ennis wins that too, he secures a world championship at 154 pounds. That's when calls for a Crawford matchup would reach a fever pitch. Yet the biggest uncertainty remains money. Would Crawford come back for anything less than $100 million, or is all of this, the Ennis callouts, speculation, and trainer commentary, simply leverage for one final mega payday? Because despite all of Crawford's accomplishments, even his own team acknowledges he doesn't need another fight.
We heard him fight week. No retirement. No retirement. He'll make all the big.
Well, look, man, look, that's the thing. You know, you gotta have strong will. You know, because a lot of things gonna be thrown at you, but it's up to you to, you know what's right.
What if that final fight isn't about money at all? What if it's about legacy and proving that the king of yesterday can still rule tomorrow? Terence Crawford says he's done enough, while Jaron Ennis says he's just getting started. If their paths collide, if this fight actually happens, it won't be just another night in the ring. It will be a battle between the master of precision and the prodigy of power, legacy versus hunger, one man fighting to cement his immortality, the other to claim it. The question remains, if this fight comes to fruition, who walks out on top, the legend or the legacy? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And for the latest updates on boxing news, moments, events, and action, subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on notifications to never miss quality content. And don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time, peace out.